Welcome to the Split Line Off-Road Podcast.
Are you ready to go GNCC racing? Fans running to the fences, side by side. Boards gets a better line. Oh boy, we got wheel to wheel right here, string. Oh, and Stu Baylor right behind him. Russell gonna try to dive bomb down the inside. No, can't get the line he wants. Duval is in control. We open back up. Here comes Neal once again. He's going for the pass. Oh, the bumping going on.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Split Line Off-Road Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Rodney Cooper. With me today, as always,
Brandon Whitehair, guys. What is going on? It's a hot one in here.
It's hot. We are cooking in here. The AC unit is still not working. If you see sweat pouring off our face, you know why. But we're back. We're ready to talk some action.
I feel
We're
like
ready
a
to talk
fighter
some...
right now, like trying to lose weight, like that last 2 pounds.
I'm trying to get you ready for Saturday.
Sunday, you mean?
Sunday. I'm trying to get you ready for Sunday. I'm trying to get you ready Saturday to be able to be ready for Sunday.
You're going to like dehydrate me before we even get to the races.
Brandon will be racing at the Mason-Dixon GNCC on Sunday. I will be pitting for him. We will be ready to go. Let's get it, boys.
Better hide the kids and lock them in the trailer because I'm coming out.
Yeah, stay. You know that rule, like stay way off the track.
Yeah,
how Rodney Tomlin's like, you spectators, you are spectating at your own risk. Yeah, when you see the 746 machine coming around, move out of the way. Better run. Before we get this show started, this episode 78, we have to thank our awesome sponsors. First and foremost, we got to thank Guts Racing. Since 1985, Guts has been in the business. Brandon, style or performance?
Style.
They have the best seat covers in the business. I'm telling you, man, they are the top of the line. I've been seeing them popping up on the GNCC week in and week out. I'm seeing some new person on a Guts Racing seat cover, and I absolutely love it. I can't be more thankful for that. Want to thank Seal Savers since they've been in the business for 21 years, saving seals, saving coil springs, anything you guys need to use for mud races, dust races. Save those forks, guys. Brandon, you saved your forks this weekend with Seal Savers.
Definitely saved them this weekend,
If you guys didn't see, make sure you go and check out the videos
it's
down
already
now.
Down, yeah.
Brandon used them in the full gas sprint enduro this weekend, and you put them to the test.
I did, for sure. Me and Jonathan both did.
You can save 25% off of anything that Seal Savers sells. Seal Savers sells. That's a tongue twister. Save 25% by using the discount code SPLITLINE. Capital S SPLITLINE. Brandon's wiping sweat off his forehead right now.
Brutal.
Just sweat boxing. We're ready. We're ready to go. We also got to thank Sunstar Chain and Sprockets. Brandon, what are those things made of?
Case hardened steel, man.
Case hardened steel. They look good. They perform well. And they are extremely durable. You can save 30% off of anything on their website by using the code SPLITLINE30. That's right, 30%.
That's huge, man.
That's huge.
That's like a sponsorship.
You might as well be sponsored by them.
Yep, might as well.
That's right. Doug Kirk and the boys, always on top of it.
Yep.
Doug Kirk's joined us. Thanks, buddy. We're happy to have you on here tonight. And who else we got to thank? We got to thank XC Gear.
Yep.
XC Gear. We gave away a Mako 360 this past race for the GNCC for our fantasy game. If you've not played fantasy yet, you guys are missing out. It's a fun game. And this week, you didn't have to be good to win the fantasy game. You just had to play. Brandon put it in his randomizer, and we randomly gave a Mako 360.
Yep.
Then we also got to thank Sunstar. We already thought them. Dude, I'm hot. It's hot in here.
I know, dude. It's brutal.
Mountain State Hair Scrambles. Top of the line racing series in West Virginia. You guys got to run them. They're tight technical terrains will make you a better rider. They don't make winners. They
build them.
We help build them.
They help build them.
Yeah, that's right. Richie and the gang will be racing in Shinston in West Virginia next weekend, and it's going to be a good one for sure.
Yeah.
And while you're there, while you're at the Mountain State Hair Scrambles, make sure you pick up the new Split Line Off-Road t-shirt. That's right. We will be selling our t-shirts from their merchandise booth. I have it on right now, as you guys can see. It's a pretty sweet T-shirt. I'll be posting that on the Instagram tonight so you guys can see it, kind of get a little debut of it. Can't really see it that great in this screenshot.
All they can see is your sweat.
It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. So what's going on, Brandon?
Not much, man. Just recovering from the weekend, man. Full gas. It was awesome. It was fun, but dude, it was muddy. We got there Friday night or Friday afternoon ish, and it rained on the way down. And we got there, sun came out. I was like, oh, thank goodness. And then it poured again, and then the sun come back out, and then it just poured the rest of the freaking night. Like I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning in the trailer, and I could just hear the rain. I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? And so it ended up to being a good day overall. My son ran good. He did really well. Me and Jonathan both did real decently. The first test I went out, and they didn't reroute the woods at this point. It was the first enduro, and let's just say bikes were scattered everywhere, and it cost me my overall for the day. Little bummed about it, but once they took all that out and it wasn't so crowded everywhere, I was able to work myself from 13th back up to 6th and almost caught 5th place by the end of the last test. So I was putting the hammer down, just couldn't make it recover from that big minute loss, or it was like 8 minutes. 8 minutes I had to make up through the whole day.
And those sprint races, it's hard to make up time for sure. When you're like, you guys are racing with seconds to spare, and I'm sure a gap like that, you kind of. Yeah,
it was challenging to get up there. The cross section, thank goodness, I'm really good at those, and I have fun on those. So let's just say I was just hammering it down in the cross and trying to just survive on the enduro side. It was like one of those days where you get in the rut, you stay in the rut, and don't get out of the rut. And hit a tree. It was fun. Hit the shoulder. Took a nice little blast, and we're doing good, man.
Those pro riders hit trees all the time. They're cutting those corners so short. So you're getting better, right? That's what's happening.
Something like that. But right now getting everything cleaned up and trying to get a GNCC ready for this weekend. Going to try to race, and my boys, I think he's going to race again. So it'll be fun. And Jonathan, I think he's going to come out and race with me on Sunday. So
nice. Speaking of pro riders, we're going to be having Craig Delong, XC1 Pro rookie, coming in to this season with a head of steam, sitting in 3rd place in points right now. He's going to be coming on the show here in about 15 minutes. So excited to talk to him. We talked to him last year, and it's exciting to get him back on and hear how his first year full-time on the XC1 schedule is going. Last year, he ran that last race at Ironman, finished on the podium, I believe, and in that really bad mutter of a race. But then we're also, later in the show, we're going to be joined by Cody Collier, 4x4 pro. So excited about that. We've not talked to a 4x4 guy yet this year, so excited to talk to him and see how his season's going. He's been on a really hot streak. He's had a couple of finishes that I think he had like a DNF and then a 7th place finish. Right. But other than that, man, he's won 4 races this year. He's sitting 3rd place in points right now, not far out of striking distance. So I'm excited to see, how he's doing and where his head's at. So let's.
It's always interesting to talk to those guys, because you would think when you think of 4x4, you're thinking just sit back and just ride it through the woods. But those guys, man, they are on a different level.
When I watch those guys ride, if you look at their body English, they look like they're on sport bikes. They really do. So, but they're riding a machine. It
kind of looks like it bucks them sometimes because of like, it's just so big
and square and wide.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like riding the bull probably.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. So I'm excited to hear that. Thank you guys for joining us, and keep your comments coming. Matthew Jones wants to let Brandon know that he should get rid of the 450 for the 23 TE 300 at RG's.
The 300. I want to get the new KTM 300 that is released it's like the motocross version bike. Fuel injection. I think that would be pretty cool, but we'll see.
Then Doug Kirk, I don't know where you are, but he's at a food truck right now, and everybody, he said everybody in the funnel cake line is listening to us, whether they like it or not. So shout out to everybody in the funnel cake line. If you like split line off-road racing, let's go.
I wonder if they're getting some good toppings, like some strawberry toppings with some ice cream or something on top of that funnel cake. Oh, dude, that'd be sick.
Dude, anything like cold right now would be nice.
Can I get a popsicle?
It is hot in here.
Mom, meatloaf.
Popsicles. So, Brandon, did you watch any of the Pro Moto this weekend?
Yes, I did, man. All I got to say is my boy Chase looked good, and the RD5, man, I'm telling you, championship contender already.
You think?
Already.
Come on. Tell me why you think that.
Dude, he's so consistent. Like 6 years off, comes out, almost pulls both hole shots. So he's already like one of the best starters in the class, and was running third most motos.
And this isn't even one of his good tracks.
No, it's Paula, and
Paula sucks.
Yeah,
like, do you really? Everybody always talks like Glenn Helen, Paula, like how like that's the pinnacle of the raceways.
Motocross.
It's so dull looking out there, though. It's just like desert, and I don't know. It's not aesthetically pleasing. I don't know if that's how you say it. It doesn't look good on TV. It doesn't have like an appeal. It just looks like blah. Like I want to see some Washougal. I want to see some Redbud, Millville, High Point even.
Yeah. It's one of those tracks. Like I think they just.
I want the glitz and glamour, Brandon.
Well, did you hear about what Caroli said? He's like, I don't want no more of that. He's like, if any other tracks are like, I don't want it.
Well, I think that Caroli will like. After we get through the first two rounds, I think he'll be better off.
Yeah, because the tracks get a little bit better. Thunder Valley's pretty cool. Hangtown's got some big jumps and some elevation changes coming. But yeah, I mean, I think he'll be all right once he gets to High Point.
Yeah,
High Point, I think he'd be happy if he makes it that far. Honestly, the reason I say Ryan Dungey is one of my favorites. I think he can do it. Is the field really isn't that big. It's really not. Dylan Ferrandis is out. Don't know when he's coming back. Ken Roxon can leave any time with a sickness.
Ken Roxon is 2 bad motos away from walking away.
Right.
At any point in time.
Chase Sexton's fast as crap, but he'll usually eat it and mess up, even though I like my boy Chase. Hope he doesn't. Tomac's 90% knee. Never know when that thing is going out. So it's like, who's going to beat him? Christian Craig or Jason Anderson? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he finds himself in trouble. So
Jason is so fast, but yet he makes these, like you said, these situations where he has to come back from a 30th place start. Right. And with the speed of the way it is nowadays, you can't do that and expect to be on the podium.
So it's like, who's left? I mean, there's no one else. And then you have Mr. Consistent. It's never finished outside the top 5 in like this whole career, maybe a couple of DNFs here and there. It's insane. So I mean, if I was betting on a dude, I'd bet on him. If I was going to have to do it.
I mean, it's just so okay. So do you think that if he comes back and he wins this championship, does that look bad on the field? Is that a bad look? Like this dude that's been out for 6 years.
It probably looks a little bit bad, especially for all the KTM riders. They're all going to get like, I don't know, pay cuts and from dark. Dude, I feel cool breeze.
I know.
Oh man. Sorry. It looks really bad, but then also it's like Dungey looks for his resume is like, dude, this guy is a tank. He's a diesel. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Doug says don't sleep on Tomac even with an injury. I'm with Doug on that because Tomac has never been a fast starter. He has been, he's always been somebody that's been looked at as like a blitzer of a track. Like he will physically beat a track. But I think that Dungey, if he doesn't feel comfortable, he'll shut it down quickly.
Well, like he'll ride to where he feels comfortable, even if it is a 4th one day. You know what I mean? Like, or one moto or whatever.
Is there a break in between round 3 and 4? I think there's a week break.
Might be because they'll probably go to Redbud after High Point.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think so because July 4th is around that weekend. So there might be a 1 week off or whatever. But it'll be interesting.
Yeah. I think that Tomac, like once we go east, he'll be better. Yeah. And we can't take too much out of Hangtown,
right?
Or out of Paula. We can't take too much out of Paula or Hangtown.
Yeah, Hangtown. Thunder Valley is usually a fun one, and that's when everything starts getting serious. And we'll find out if Eli's got it because that's his track, and if he doesn't show any promise there, then I think he might need to be a little worried, just a hair. But you want to talk about the real high point?
What's that? The fact that Honda went 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 in all motos?
No, I'm talking about the real high point is Mason Dixon coming up this weekend.
Mason
for the
Dixon is
GNCC.
coming up this weekend, and we know you guys didn't tune in to listen to us talk about motocross.
No, because you guys there's 1,000 other podcasts out there for that, but we just like talking about it.
We like talking about.
It's
we don't
fun.
get to talk like any other day that we talk to each other. Like yesterday, we had to talk about C-ball players.
Don't get you started. On
Don't
that.
get me started on that. You guys don't want to hear a podcast on that. Trust me.
One more game.
Real quick before we move on, we got to show recognition to our to the Split Line League and the Pulp MX Fantasy.
Well, I kind of forgot.
Brandon, where are you here on this list?
I didn't even put my picks in.
I see.
Didn't even put picks in.
Hammer 512 took the win with 488 points. Justin Groff took second with 433 points. Kyler Murray took the third place with 431 points. Mason Seal Savers took fourth with 417 points. And Guthrie,
Just Jed. Check Guthrie.
oh, okay, yeah. 441 took fifth with 409 points.
I don't
So
think there's
congratulations to you guys.
I don't think I can make up that many points. Can I?
I think you could.
You think I can?
I mean, it's not going to be easy, and you're not that good at this game to be able to do that, but it's possible.
But I am good at the Split Line Fantasy game.
Yeah, somebody needs to stop Brandon at the Split Line Fantasy game. So, guys, listen, if you've not played Split Line Fantasy, make sure you play. This weekend, the handicaps are already out for the Mason Dixon round for ATVs and dirt bikes. Remember, anybody outside the top 20 is a automatic 22 handicap. You guys got to get in and play. We've had a lot of people actually ask us like, hey, I want to play next year since I didn't get in on this year. You don't have to wait.
Yeah.
You can play now.
Weekend prizes, guys.
Weekend prizes.
What's our prize this week?
Our prize this week?
Is it a gut?
Well, hey, Doug, it's actually supposed to be
It's a new month.
It is a new month. But we gave guts away 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And we gave 3 prizes away this last weekend. Let's make it guts again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guts Racing seat cover, because we got kind of pool. Guts Racing seat cover for the winner of this round, unless it's Brandon or me. But mainly Brandon, because he's pretty good at this game. Brandon's not eligible. If that's the case, then he will be getting.
I'd be getting every
second place. Will be getting
a whole new bike
prize. No. They're not that far behind you.
Are they not?
No, they're not that far behind you. I think there's like a 6-point gap. So you calm down over there. So we're going Mason Dixon racing this weekend. Let's talk ATVs real quick.
Yep.
This is a round that has been. It's been won by several different people a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Walker won it most recently. Him and Hunter Harp battled wire to wire last year at that race, bumper to bumper the entire race. That was a good one. Cole Richardson, this has been his house for the past several years, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for him to make a statement this weekend, because he's been kind of barely on the box here and there. And I think that if there's any round that he is looking to flip the script on, it'd probably be this one, because this has classically been a race he's been really good at.
Right. Yeah. And it'd been really cool to see him flip the switch on this one. Dude, it's and just to let you guys know, it is hot in here right now in West Virginia. It's probably going to be a little dusty by the time Sunday comes, and probably Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get a little rain on Thursday or tomorrow for a little thunderstorm. But other than that, it's going to look.
The Mason Dixon has been known to be a duster.
Yeah, which I'm cool with. I'd rather deal with the dust than the mud.
Are you?
Yes.
Are you cool with it?
I'm cool with it, I promise.
Have you seen some of the videos from a couple years ago? And you would take that over mud?
Yes.
You would take that dust over mud?
I don't mind it.
You got a filter to change?
Yeah, I got like 3.
Are we gonna practice a filter change before your race?
I'm not that big. If I need it, we'll just switch it out. It's very easy on the Husky. Pop off the side, pull off the clip down, slap it down, and slap it back on.
So you're saying the longer I take, the more of a break you get?
Yes. No worries, guys. No worries. No, but it'd be really cool. I'm really excited to see if Hunter Hart can really do the push again. Last down at the John Penton, he did really well. And I just had that feeling about him at the John Penton, and I think I got another feeling about him this weekend. Pushing Walker and Bryson. to the front. And that's another thing we need to talk about is Bryson and Walker. Walker Fowler is probably going to be a man that's going to be like, get out of my way. I'm on a train. Let's go. And Bryson's going to be right there because he's going to not going to want Bryce or Fowler to get any kind of momentum at all for him. So it's going to be interesting this weekend.
Yeah, Walker's going to be a man on a mission for sure. He really took that mechanical at the John Penton really well, took it in stride. But deep down, like he's ready to get back after it and get back on the top step of the podium. It's been well over a month since he's won a race, and that's not something we've typically seen from Walker. So for him to go out with a mechanical last weekend, you have to know that he's going to come back with a head of steam. And this is a good track for him. It's typically been a really good track for him.
Right. Oh yeah. What track isn't good for Walker Fowler in the past years?
But some are like more
right.
Yeah.
He's more his style.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I think if I'm not mistaken, the Mason-Dixon's usually kind of more of a fast pace race, which usually suits Bryson Neal his pace. So you all right over there?
No, dude, I'm not. I think I swallowed a bug or
choking
on the heat or something.
Yeah, right. But yeah, guys, that's what I think. I like to see a new winner. That's what I like to see. They mix it up a little bit. And dude, don't count out Jared McClure, because Jared McClure he's been sneaky snaking it all year. I think the last two podiums, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, two podiums in a row,
and he's not too far off the pace. If he can get out there and latch onto those guys, I'd be watching out.
Yeah, Doug, I'm with you. I'll take the mud over the dust every single time as well. Brandon, you're crazy.
No.
The dust doesn't only affect your riding, it affects your breathing, which I feel like I'm affecting it for right now. And you can't see.
Right.
Screw that. I'm out. I'm out.
Fine. I'm good with it. I get excited when I see dry. I'm like, yes, this is gonna be dry. I don't have to worry about it.
Brandon needs to be out in the work series. Go do some desert.
Listen,
racing.
I had enough mud over the last weekend to last me the rest of the year. Really did. It was pretty bad. Like my bike, it took 3 washes to get it all out.
Yeah.
It was bad.
All right, what about the bikes real quick before we get Craig Delong
on? That's another toss up. That's like a whole nother story. Craig Delong could possibly win this one. Lane Michael. This is Lane Michael's kind of home sweet home from away from home. I don't know how you want to say that, but
I mean, he grew up in Fairmont. Like this is literally the terrain that he grew up on.
Right. And he's led this race multiple years.
Yeah.
And very possible, and he was riding good. So we'll see how that works out for him. And then you got the coastal racing team that is like right up about 20 minutes up the road in Waynesburg. So they've been riding on his train.
Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky and I think Craig
Ricky,
and
Ricky's a good pick. I mean, he's somebody that almost won last week.
Mm-hmm.
He ran with Strang for
most of the race.
Most of that race. So but it could be a veteran sweep again.
Right. It's going to be interesting because with a couple of the Ben Kelly and Stu out, it kind of leaves like a whole what's going to happen. And it kind of messed with us because there's like a whole reset on the field.
But you have to think that Ashburn and Trevor Bollinger are starting to feel pressure because they were both like deemed like, okay, you guys are the two that can bridge this gap to Ben Kelly before he comes back after, I'm guessing probably after the summer break.
Right.
But to do that, they need to rack up some first and second place finishes. Mm. And right now, Trevor Bollinger, he ended up finishing 10th last weekend, and Ashburn ended up finishing 3rd. So that's not really cutting it. No. Like, I honestly think at this point in time that you could see Ben Kelly walk into the summer break with a points lead, which is insane to even think about.
Yeah.
After missing three of the last rounds before the summer break.
Right. And another guy I want you to don't forget about and don't throw him out, because with it being dry, this might be his cup of tea, and that's Josh Toth, because he's got the speed. He does really good at the full gas sprints and stuff. And he's been earlier in the year, he was running podium positions throughout. So if he gets a good start and gets out front, Josh Toth can put the hammer down and give him a good gap and have a very good chance at a podium or the overall.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's, when Ben Kelly unfortunately went out of this season for a little bit of time, this field opened wide open. So
we haven't heard nothing else about Ben Kelly, right?
No. He runs a pretty quiet camp.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems like somebody that doesn't really want a lot of the spotlight on him, especially, going through an injury. A lot of the thought has to be with that shoulder injury, because that's the one thing that is not a direct timeline.
Right.
He broke his leg. A broken leg,
yeah,
for the most part, seems pretty straightforward.
But he also had surgery to get it fixed. So he had surgery on it to fix it. So
the shoulder or the leg?
No, the leg.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So we don't know if the shoulder needed surgery.
He never said.
And the shoulder, if anything, was not bone damage; it was ligament damage, which that timeline is different than
it's
bone
a whole
damage.
Different. Yeah, I mean, he possibly could have had to had surgery, or he could have just been like, it's going to take like 6 weeks to heal. So it could be anything, man.
It really could be. It really could be anything.
Come on, man. If you know some information, throw it our way.
Yeah, exactly. So hey, we're going to go ahead and get Craig Delong on the line and talk to him. I'm excited to see how the season has been going this far in his eyes. It's looked great from the outside.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Craig.
What's going on?
Hey, man. Thanks for joining the show. It's Cooper and Brandon from the Split Line Show.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. How you doing, man?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Man. So we were just sitting here talking. This is your rookie season in the XC1. And, man, you have been killing it. Solid performances. Been running a lot of podiums this year. How you feeling this year so far?
I've been pretty happy with it so far. Other than the last one at the Penton, I had a big, just a bad day. But other than that, I've been happy with my results. I've would have liked to have been, a couple more podiums. I put myself in those positions, but just never was able to close it off at the end of the race. But still happy to be battling, with some of the older guys that are in the class. So it's been exciting.
Yeah. With your being your rookie year, usually it takes a couple years to be doing what you're doing already. Is it just something that you feel comfortable with, or is there something else that you're doing that's working for you?
I don't know if there's one thing to really, point it to it, but I really enjoy riding the 350 as opposed to the 250 I was on last year. I feel like that bike suits me maybe a little bit better than what the 250 did.
Mm-hmm.
And then, just been able to have decent starts and put myself up front to where I can kind of latch onto those guys. Just put myself in a good position and to be in the mix, which is the biggest thing. Is you can't let them get away, and that's the biggest thing that I've learned is you got to start with them to be with them. So
right.
But other than that, I mean, it's just been a big learning year. Every race I've learned something that I've never experienced, before,
Right.
And that's the crazy thing, because I was in XC2 for 6 years or something, and it kind of got not the same, but it was it kind of got stale for a little bit, just because it's just the same old stuff, kind of. But moving up is cool, and being on the front row is really exciting. It really gets your nerves going. So I honestly can't complain with it. I would like to have it be a little bit better, but that's just my opinion.
Now that's the racer in you for sure. But from the outside looking in, especially like Brandon said, you've been able to put yourself in a position to learn so early in your pro career, your XC1 pro career, that is, that it's got to be a confidence boost whenever you're able to learn from these guys and put yourself in these positions and start up front and be able to watch what they're doing. I'm sure it feels like a completely different race than it did whenever you were in the XC2 class.
Yeah, for sure. in XC2, like if you got a bad start, or I could work my way up through the pack, 2 laps or so, and I could be in the lead group. Where XC1, you could maybe do the same, but it's harder. I feel like, just because those guys they're all top 10 guys, and they're all there for a reason, and they're all on factory equipment, and it's pretty tough, to be honest with you. I mean, not like it's tough. You got to make it happen, and to put yourself in a good position, like I said. So, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. So are you up at the Coastal place, or up in Waynesburg, or where are you at right now?
I've been based out of Waynesburg since probably after Camp Coker. My girlfriend lives here in Waynesburg, and this is where I spend a lot of my time, probably for the last 4 years or so.
Okay.
And so it's pretty much, I guess you can call it home. I split time here, and I grew up on the eastern side of Pennsylvania. It's like closer to Philadelphia.
Okay.
So, but I've the last 4 years or so, I've pretty much lived in Waynesburg. So, yeah, this is my adopted home.
Yeah, so you can like wake up Sunday morning and just drive to the track and be there in like 20 minutes probably.
Yeah. High Point's about like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna go there Saturday, and then when I'm done there on Saturday, drive back here and sleep in my own bed.
Oh, that's got to be nice. That's got to be a comforting feeling there, to be able to sleep in your own bed the night of a race.
Yeah, it'll be. It doesn't happen very often, so it might be a little strange.
So, with that being said, is the High Point round, the Mason-Dixon track, is that something that you like and are looking forward to, or how does that work for you?
No, yeah, I definitely look forward to it, just because, for one thing, it's a Pennsylvania race, and I'm Pennsylvania native, so that's cool. And then also, now that I live in Waynesburg, which is 20 minutes away, it's technically a hometown race, so it's like two pretty cool things that for one, the GNCC doesn't come to the eastern side of the state, so this is as close as we get to my hometown, and then plus being here is just a bonus. So I'd really look forward to this race, just because I know a lot of people in the area, and just the terrain and the track is always usually pretty good. It looks like we're gonna get some rain tomorrow, so it's probably gonna be about as good as it can get. So yeah, I can't complain there.
Yeah.
Brandon is racing. Brandon's racing Sunday as well in the morning class, and this guy over here likes the dust. Craig, does anybody else that would prefer dust over a little bit of mud?
I don't.
You don't know.
No.
Like, listen.
To be completely honest with you, I don't mind the dust, but honestly, if I had to choose, definitely I would pick a little bit of mud.
I like it towards tacky. All right, I'm a motocross.
Of course.
I'm a motocross guy, but like I prefer tacky. All right, but I know I don't get just tacky, so I'd rather be on the drier side than the wet side.
Yeah, I can't blame you there. Right, I get where you're coming from.
Right. So if somebody would have told you at the beginning of the year that everything sets right now, you're in fourth, but if Ben doesn't come back, you're in third in points, most likely. So, and you're not too far off the pace. So if somebody would have told you that you might have a shot at this championship your rookie year, what would you say?
Honestly, I probably don't even know. I'd probably, I wouldn't believe it, probably, just because it's just completely unknown, right? So it's you can't say, oh, I'm going to go in there and whoop up on everybody, because that's usually not going to happen. So to be like, if I'm being honest, like, I had some expectations, but not like not to where like, oh man, I want to be on a podium. Obviously I wanted to be, but like I need to be on a podium. Like that wasn't quite my expectations coming in, and I feel like I was pretty realistic with it coming into round one, and obviously we're missing 3-4 guys, and that makes a big difference. And if with those guys being back, or if they were back healthy, I mean, my first year, I don't see myself, battling Stu and Ben and maybe, but realistically, probably not. So, I mean, you got to count that in, but yeah, I mean, it's racing. People get hurt, and
Right.
it sucks. But
yeah, we got to be at every round to win the championship.
I mean, this year it seemed like you've had to. Staying healthy has been one of the most challenging things, unfortunately, this year. And so far you've been able to do, I mean, you've been able to do that. A lot of other guys have been able to do that. I think you can't really overlook the ability to make it through a season, because that's not always an easy thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
No, and it's not. I mean, and then you got these other series like the National Enduros or the Sprint Enduros, where it's like every second counts. So it's like you're riding that extra, percentage where you're on that edge or over the edge, where, that's where things happen, So, that's kind of what makes it even tougher. Is just, you got to push it so much of those other races just to be competitive, and then, just to stay healthy. And then you also do, obviously the GNCCs, and that's not an easy task in itself either. So,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. It's our sport, you can't change it, and it's just, you gotta, know your limits, I guess.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's what we always talk about. It's tough for you guys because you guys are the main series is the GNCC, but to make ends meet usually, and to do your contracts and everything, you got to go run either another series or 2 other series to make your money. And it kind of sucks on one end, but then it's cool because then you get to ride other different stuff on the other end. The fans really like it. But one day, hopefully, you guys won't have to run those other series and make enough money from GNCC. It'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice, but it'll probably be, past my time. So
right. Right.
Hopefully it gets there someday, but if not, I mean, it is what it is. You just got to enjoy it and take it for what it is. I mean, you're not going to get rich off the sport unless you're racing motocross, obviously. But
yeah,
if you do well enough, it sets you up for starting a good life, and that's kind of how you got to take it and try to have as much fun as you can.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure that racing the sprint enduro style of racing, it does nothing but sharpen your skills to bring into the GNCC. That's another thing. Since you guys have really started this, I would attribute that style of racing to help with the growth of the speed in the GNCC.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's the first lap speed. I mean, sure, we get faster, a couple laps in the race, but we're still going fast on the first lap and off the start. Like, it's just, we grew up racing longer races, so it just takes us a little bit longer to get rolling. So, but in that case, like, we're still pushing, we're still going hard, where I think back 10 years ago, I think it was more, maybe not quite as hard off the start. So it's, like you said, it's just evolving, and, the sprint series is probably the biggest thing to blame for sure.
Yeah.
For that. But, no, it's good. I mean, it's with every sport, it evolves over time. So, I mean, it's just only a matter of time.
Right. So, are we locked in for a couple of years on the Husky, or how we are?
Yeah. So I re-signed last year. I had a 2-year deal, and then I re-signed, about this time last year for this year and next year. So I'm good for another year.
Yeah.
Year and a half, I guess.
How you liking that Guts seat cover?
It's good. It's
you
good.
like it? Yeah.
Well, that's it. We have a similar sponsor. Guts is Guts was actually the first sponsor of this show, so we got to thank Andy Gregg and the guys over there for hooking us up, and they They do make a pretty sweet looking seat cover for sure.
Yeah. The ribs are I run I guess it's the extra grippy with the ribs, and it definitely keeps feeling the seat. That's for sure.
Now, do you run in like just like because I'm curious, because I run a Husky too, and I've tried. One of my buddies had a tall, soft seat. Do you just run like a basic seat, or do you have like a little custom seat for you, or what do you run?
We run I run a stiffer foam.
Okay.
So I used to run the stock stuff, but that wouldn't last long enough so I had like the stock foam that came like on the stock bike.
Okay.
Not the gut foam, but that 5-10 hours it would deteriorate, and then you would start feeling like the seat pan. So I run they call it Moto Stiff.
Okay.
It's like a stiffer foam.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm short, so I don't need a tall one.
Well, I don't either.
I like to sit down, so I always joke around like, "Oh, give me a tall seat, so like I can, it's like a couch."
Well, that's what I was thinking about, because like I sit down a lot. Because I'm
it keeps you from sliding, and you don't have to pull
right
yourself back up on the bike at all. So it's nice. Yeah.
It just feels comfy,
right?
It gets a little your butt cheeks kind of get a little sore, and you sit down a lot. So you need that tall, soft seat.
Hey, Craig, I have a so you know how on Instagram you see everybody's like Insta bangers, and it's always the sweet videos. The sweet bottle handoff where a guy's pinned around a turn and never has to let off. You know what? I think you know where I'm going with this. What I enjoy seeing sometimes is I enjoy seeing the goat of racing trying to chase you down with a bottle, trying to give it to you.
That was pretty funny. Yeah, just the best thing was that they caught it on camera. Because I remember mid race, or when I did that, I was fumbling around, or I didn't see him or something, and I missed the bottle. And then next thing I know, I looked ahead, kind of forgot about it. He's I heard him yelling at me. He's running right next to me. And I'm just like, oh, what the heck?
It's such a great video too. And those of you that don't know what we're talking about, Caleb Russell tried to hand a bottle off to Craig. If you have not seen it, go to Craig's Instagram and scroll down a little ways. And I believe that was the Florida round, right?
Yep.
And Caleb, God bless him. He's running on uneven ground, fumbling over himself, trying to catch Craig, trying to give him this bottle.
That was funny. And then they got it on film, and I'm like, man, this is great. I had the perfect song, because that's when that song was a big thing on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is perfect.
Yeah. No, it was perfect timing. And you never know what they're going to catch on the Racer TV broadcast. You never know. Brandon and I were caught trying to help an ATV up the hill at John Penton, and on the feed they were like, "All right, guys, come on, help them." But what they didn't know is the bike had stalled out, and I'm like, I am not pulling a dead bike up this hill.
That quad. Yeah.
Look at these guys; they're not even helping the guys.
Yeah, exactly. Right? They're just standing there talking to them.
Oh shoot, man, that's awesome. But
so, going, from this point on in the season, what tracks do you have circled? Is Snowshoe on your list, and or are you more excited for this weekend coming up at the Mason-Dixon?
Honestly, the one I was really looking forward to was the Penton. The last 2 years, I was able to get a win in XC2, so I was really looking forward to that one. And
man, that turned into such an ice skating rink though for you guys.
It was.
Yeah, it was interesting, that's for sure.
But the good news is Burr Oak is the John Penton.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same. That gives me a different. I don't really enjoy it that time of year for some reason.
Really?
I don't know why or what it is, but it just doesn't feel like the same. It's obviously the same place, but doesn't feel like the same place to me. But that's just me. Just a weird thing that maybe only I deal with. But then I like that place. But I this weekend I this is also one of my favorites, and I enjoy snowshoe. Snowshoe's fun just because it's technical and just different. And I don't really dislike places. I don't really overly enjoy places, but I kind of go into the attitude like you just got to enjoy them all and treat them all the same.
Yeah, that's a good attitude. That's why I was this weekend at Full Gas when I heard the rain all night on the camper, and I was like, well, got to smile about this one. This ain't gonna be dusty.
Yeah, right.
Just take it all in.
Hey, listen, it wasn't that bad. Poor Craig, his first XC1 race, he basically could have done the same on a jet ski.
On a jet ski.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was. I'd never seen anything like that. I can tell you that.
Hey, you pulled it out though. Podium, first XC1 race. I'm sure that's a dream race for you.
I just went into the mentality to finish the thing. That's for sure. And I mean, we took off, and I ditched my goggles the second turn. I got roosted, broke my roll offs, so I had to ditch my goggles. And like we get into the woods, and it was because everyone's like, "Oh, XC1 is so much better than XC2. Like it's not like a free for all, and like people are cleaning people out." But like we get into the woods, and I'm like, man, it feels like I'm just like an XC2. Everybody's bonsaiing these puddles, and like. Like this is just as bad. And then like we get halfway around the track, and like I passed like 3 guys just because their bikes were like running. They're like quit on them. I'm like I gotta be in like 5th place, and I come around the first lap and I'm in 4th. I'm like, what the heck?
Was there any way of knowing through the race like what position you were in, or was it just like a cluster of just make it through?
The team actually they kind of told me, or my mechanic did, because he was all pumped up. He was running around like a little kid playing in the mud. But he told me a couple times, and I stopped. I think it was, if not every other lap for goggles. So he would kind of fill me in, and then. But yeah, it was just for me. It was just pure survival. Like it was. The water was so bad that you couldn't tell if a hole was like 6 inches or if you're gonna lose your front tire. So it was crazy. I did 1 lap at that race in Georgia they had like back in 2014 where it was somewhat similar, but I only did 1 lap, so I would never really experience anything like that. So something completely new, and I was like, I don't know, just kind of ride around. XC2 called me quick, and I was back in their battles, but I just went with the mentality to finish. I didn't really. I was there just to gain experience and try to get ready for this year, but it wasn't much to get ready for, and just kind of go out and finish. So
right, survival.
Hey, the trophy came home though. The trophy came home.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
Hey, we have a listener question for you. Jimmy Rowland wants to know if you raced the 7 Springs just for practice or to enjoy the sweet campfires.
It was a little bit of practice for snowshoe, but I did hear that they were having some issues with the campfires, and the resort people or the staff of the resort were coming around and pouring buckets of water on people's campfires and stuff. Yeah.
Was there no burn going on or something?
I don't know what was going on, but there must have been a bunch of stuff that happened, because on the starting line we got the promoter. He was yelling at, I guess, everybody just because some lady got hit by a quad on Saturday and she wasn't paying attention, and like the kids were walking across the track, and so like we sat on the starting line for like 30 minutes listening to this guy like yell at everybody. And then they were talking about the campfires and all this stuff. And yeah, I seen a video on Facebook. I'm in like a AWorks group chat or on Facebook, and it's literally just the resort people walking around with just buckets of water and just walking over to people's campfires and just pouring it on them.
Oh geez.
Oh man, I bet you that sat well with everybody.
yeah, exactly.
Oh wow.
But no, I went there for a little bit of snowshoe practice. It was either do that or go to the sprint enduro, and it was like my first weekend off in 5 weeks, and I'm like, it would be nice to kind of be home majority of the weekend and not be like at the sprint, like Saturday biking and all day or Friday, I should say, and then all day Saturday racing and all day Sunday. So I decided just to go race Sunday and only be going for most of the day on one day instead of all weekend. So
yeah, those all weekends can be brutal after a while. After you keep doing them, it's like, whew.
And then like the travel, like the last 5 weeks, like I flew to Missouri for the enduro and then back to the Penton and then Virginia, the enduro, and what else was in there? Ironman. Like it was just back to back to back, and it was just traveling takes a little bit of a toll on you.
No, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. You spend a little bit of time in a car, and dude, it just wears you out. It wears you out, and then just being at the track sometimes just wears you out.
I was going to say, like, you think camping at the track would be really nice and relaxing and all this, but dude, like, it feels like a work. When I come back and I got to go work on Monday, I'm like, dude, like I need a break. Like I just worked all weekend.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why, Devin Masters and Doug Kirk are in our chat right now trying to convince me to race High Point. But guys, I don't have time to get this bike ready.
It's ready, guys. It's clean.
Brandon's ratting me out here. So,
oh, come on. You got like 2 days. Yeah.
2 days. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's only Wednesday. You got 3 days.
There you go.
It is only Wednesday, and we are really close to home. But somebody's got to be a spectator up there.
You could be like half the people that will race in the morning race, and they'll load their bike up after putting it away a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's never been my style, but you see a guy that rolls up to the line and is like, wait a second, did you just let somebody race that bike earlier or what's going on here?
It's from here last year.
Yeah, exactly. Just bringing the mud back to its natural belongings.
I love it.
Hey, Craig, we won't take any more of your time, man. We appreciate you coming on the show tonight. Always good to talk to you. It's good to see how well you're doing in your rookie campaign this year. And it's been a fun time watching.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I really enjoy doing these types of things. So it's fun to catch up and talk a little. Talk about anything, so it's fun, and I really enjoy it. And thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem,
absolutely, man. We'll have you on again soon. And
we might see you at High Point. Well, I mean, I'll be there, but if we run into you, that'd be cool. But no.
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
All right, sounds good.
All right, later, buddy.
Later.
See ya.
Yeah, man. It's hard when you to kind of think about yourself being a rookie and then maybe having a chance to win your first year. He was trying to downplay it as much as he could. I could tell as a person, you don't want to get yourself too hyped up over it, but he has a real chance if he can go on a run these next couple of races and Ben doesn't come back or something like that would happen. And, he's like 20 points down or something. So it's very, very possible that he can make a run for this championship.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very he has a real shot at being on the podium at the end of the season this year. Mm-hmm. He's not really. What is it? How far is he off of Bollinger?
Not very far. Like I said, it's like around 20, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, he's about 20 points off of Bollinger. Mm-hmm. Bollinger just had a bad race, and so did Craig. Craig said he had a bad race at the Penton.
Right.
But he's in that group. He's got one podium this year, but he's been running around that podium position. And I think, how we've talked about this over and over, how it just takes figuring that out to be able to
once you get
there.
A taste of it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you get used to it and then you're like, oh, this is all I have to do to get on the podium. And you know what to expect. You're like, okay, if I do that again, I'll do that again. And then it's like, the farther you go up, the easier it is. And as a racer, we all know it's all mental most of the time because you wouldn't have this. You obviously have the skill to be where you're at in that position in that class. Yeah. So it's just more of a mental thing after that. So I think once he breaks that barrier down, Craig's going to be up there on the podium more often.
Yeah. Now we're getting ready to switch gears. We're going to talk a little bit 4x4 action.
4x4.
Yeah, exactly. Cody Collier is coming on the line. He's currently sitting third in points in the 4x4. He's only 1 point out of second place.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what's kind of interesting about his season so far this year. Out of 7 races, he has 3 finishes off the podium, a 4th, a DNF, and a 7th. And then the other 4 races are wins. So he's kind of been like,
if you ain't first, you're last.
If you ain't first, you're last. So that's kind of how Cody's season's gone. He won this last weekend at the Penton, going on two wins in a row going into the weekend. So he's got to be riding a wave of momentum, and I'm sure just keeping that. It's been a really competitive clash this year. Hayden Mickelson's leading the championship right now. You got the defending reigning champion and Landon Wolf kind of bouncing in and out of the series and battling for podium positions. Mm-hmm. And then you got Brandon Frazier right there week in and week out with steady finishes. So it's been really interesting to watch for sure. We were there last weekend to watch him win that race, and it was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
It was real good. Yeah. I still can't believe how fast those guys go on a 4x4 through the woods. You know what I mean? Like they're outrunning sport bikes. You know what I mean? It's like, and I've guessed the 4x4s have changed. So, like when we were growing up, it was like, it wasn't cool to ride your dad's fool or around. You know what I mean? It's like, here's grandpa's quad. Let's go ride. And it's like, that's no fun. But these things are like a car motor, and they got a lot of power.
Yeah,
they got a lot of power. So it'd be interesting to talk to him and see what his thoughts are and see how season's going.
So Devin's in the chat here talking about how his bike's still completely apart from the John Penton, and he has plenty of time to get it back together.
Hey, Devin, I was thinking about you. Chris Borish has one of his race bikes for sale, Suzuki.
Oh
boy. That
has Devin's name written all over
does.
it. Right now, if you guys are at the GNCC and you see a Suzuki flying, it's more than likely our buddy Devin Masters.
Yeah.
So Devin's actually thinking about doing I'm going to blow him out here because he's actually thinking about doing a little bit of vlogging.
Oh, vlogging.
Yeah, I think you should do it.
Vlogging or vlogging?
I'm hoping that he clogs in his vlogs.
That'd be interesting. I'd watch.
I'm down for that. Devin, that's how you're going to get the views right there. If you get a little bit of clogging in the vlogging.
Oh shoot! I love it.
So let's go ahead and get Cody on the line and talk to him a little bit 4x4 action.
What's going on, guys?
Hey Cody, how's it going, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing pretty good, man. It's Brandon and Cooper here from the Split on Off-Road show, buddy. We're appreciative of you coming on the show tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. So we were just talking about you. I don't know if you were watching the show or not before coming on, but we were just talking about how your season's been going this year, and it's been pretty interesting so far. I mean, it's either you've been off the podium and had you had a DNF, a 7th, and a 4th, or you've just won. Just one or the other.
The 4th place, I led the whole race, and then caught on fire at my pit stop on the last lap and lost 4 minutes.
Oh,
and,
that was
5th place.
I thought I saw a video about that.
The 4th after that, before the end of the lap, and then Florida first lap, my power steering unit, the shaft inside of it just snapped in half. Excuse me, and then the other one was a DNF. The 7th. We had an issue with a pre-filter on my air filter system and sand clogging it up and burn up a belt there. Running second right there.
Yeah.
I was second before pit and just dropped back to third right after pit and it burned up.
Yeah. That's what I was just telling my wife because I was like, cause we went to the pit and we were watching you guys coming through and I was like, man, I bet it's a pain in the butt to keep one of those things running every weekend for racing.
Definitely, I've had to make some changes in my riding style, and it's you have to ride them differently. They're 800 pounds pretty much. They're big machines. It's a lot of momentum, and they break its axles, and you'll snap stuff off if you hit G outs too hard and stuff, and can't land on the throttle off of jumps. You'll snap your differential and stuff. And they're a little different riding style. You have to be more momentum based and kind of flow with it. But I love the change. It's been a lot of fun. That 4-wheel drive digs and it's just a little different. But I have fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about a lot how how back in the day, I don't think you really saw it as much as you do now, but if you would like take the bike away, and you said it's a little bit different, but from a spectator's point of view, if you would take the bike out from underneath of you and just watch your guys' body English, you guys look like you're on sport bikes, and it's really fun to see that sport bike type of style riding transfer. What's that?
It's not on those big quads. It's not as big of a deal, but every little bit helps.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you guys, I mean, there's no problem hearing you guys coming when you're coming through the woods.
Oh yeah. Those HMF dualies are barking this year. No, they're different tone to it. They're here's coming for sure.
So
and we got the horns. We don't have that rev limiter, so we got horns.
You got horns? Yeah, I heard it. We heard them a couple of times.
Yeah, we were hearing the horns. Brian and I, unfortunately we wasn't 100% sure if you guys were running the Monster Mile up the hill.
Morning,
in the morning. So we stood there because we saw people gathering there. We stood there, and then before we knew it, we heard the horns going off behind us. So.
Yeah, we turned up, I think, at like the 2 or 3 mile marker there. We turned up right by it. The PM did that too, but then they would drop into it at like the 10.5 or 11 mile mark right before the finish. We just bypassed it.
Right. Yeah, we were kind of bummed. We were like, man, we walked all the way down here. We didn't have to. But I was going to ask.
I went there for the PM Ace and mud fleet.
Yeah, we mud fleet. Yeah, we definitely mud fleet it.
Yeah, we were kings of the mud fleets down there.
So I was going to ask you, what made you get into 4x4 racing?
Well, as you guys may or may not know, I was a former XC1 racer.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
For several years, and when I was told 18, my back just started to go out. My back said no more, and the PM practice was brutal, and I just wasn't having that much fun with it anymore. I needed to change. I was like, well, the AM race is a lot of fun still, and I was trying to figure out how to change to it. So I was either going to go to a 4x4 Pro or a 250R in the sport class just to keep racing. And because, the first lap in the AM race, it's virgin pretty much. And then the last lap of the AM race is the first lap of the PM race. And then it gets raced on for 2 hours. It was brutal. My back just couldn't take it after an hour. And when I wear back brace and everything still, even on the 4x4 in the AM, it's got the independent wheel suspension. The track difference is huge and everything, but it just made more sense for me to go to the 4x4 Pro class, and it's been fun.
Yeah. I was curious because I knew you were an XC1, and it seems like a lot of the quad guys eventually start having that lower back. I'm guessing it's your lower back. But
I don't know what my deal is. It's not comfortable. My muscles just lock up. It's not fun. I haven't dealt with it for years. So I always wear the back brace I have for years. And for me to keep being competitive at the racing the GNCCs, the PM's not it for me.
Right.
Too rough. That says no more.
Yeah.
I'm still having fun with it, running the super competitive 4x4 Pro class. Everyone's got it for it this year, and it's still fun. Love it.
Yeah.
We were just talking about how competitive this class has been. There's been a lot of players to where, you really don't know who's gonna take the win whenever you guys line up. I mean, there's you, Hayden Mickelson, Brandon Frazier. You guys are mixing it up each and every race, and it looks like it's been a really fun season this year for you guys.
Yeah, I haven't really battled with Mickelson that much at all. Frazier's given me a run for my money a couple of times. Landon's always there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Landon's not running a full season this year though, but every time he shows up, I mean, he's always a threat for a podium or a win.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Dependent champ. Land comes from the XC1 too. He just he's smart, knows how to ride. Keeps me honest for sure.
No.
Yeah, we've had a lot of awesome battles. It's been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you think because obviously it's growing, the class is growing. Can you see a lot more XC1 guys or XC2 guys that don't make it eventually start working their way over?
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see 20 guys on that 4x4 Pro line having fun and duking it out, seeing how it goes.
Yeah, it kind of looks like you guys are riding the bull sometimes when you go by, and some of those it looks like you're just kind of on there for it.
Yeah, they're heavy. I mean, when they go. On a sport quad, you can kind of throw your body weight back into it and kind of throw your back around if it kicks. But on the 4x4, if it goes, hang on. Not all you can do.
Right.
So
you got to make sure you hit stuff square and know how it's going to hit, and it's not so forgiving.
Right. So that's what I'd probably have the issue with. I'd probably be breaking something every round until you got used to it.
No, this is like 4th year in the class. We count my half year I did, like I did after summer break. The first year I ran it. It's been a huge riding change, learning what you can and can't do on things. It's been a big learning curve. I think we got it figured out. Just a couple goofs at the beginning of the season. We've been strong every race we came to and finished.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you first jumped on the 4x4, did it take a minute to trust that much weight going into these turns and really like being able to race the machine, or was it
had problems overstemming and breaking stuff? I had never really feared the machine at all. No, you just gotta respect it. You just gotta feel what you're riding, respect it. And I never really had any. I had one bad wreck end of my second year on the 4x4, but that's pretty much been it. Other than that, it's just been clipping stuff and nothing real big.
Yeah.
Oh, when you guys clip stuff, you basically take the tree down with you.
There hasn't been a tree I've tried to run over and haven't been able to. Like size of your forearm, and just if it's half dead, you ride over it.
Okay, quick story. I was at the Mason Dixon and I ran the AM race. I want to say that was 3 years ago. And I'm blaming it on you guys. I was going down. Yeah, I was getting ready. I was trying to make a pass, and I'm on a sport bike. I was trying to make a pass, and I took this line thinking that I was going to be able to, Brandon. And then when I did, I saw where it had ended up being one of your guys' lines that you guys ran over a tree. I was like, well, I better try too. And I hit that tree, and it threw me right off the bike. Like it stopped me dead in my tracks.
Yeah, like I said, 800 pounds, run over some stuff.
Yeah,
keep a couple tires going.
That tree had already been ran over. That tree had already been ran over. The bark was scraped off of it, and it still took me down.
We can make some cool lines.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Then I ended up having to push my bike back up a hill to get it out of that section. So that was the end of my day because I'm not in good enough shape to recover from that.
Speaking of shape, I know you guys got to train a little bit or whatever, but compared to riding the sport bike to that, how much different is your training program?
If it's not more for muscling around a heavier machine.
Right.
Honestly, I don't train that much. I race about every weekend. Ride here and there throughout the week when I can, which hasn't been that much the last couple of years. I work out pretty good in the off season, but it's just riding. I'm an electrician. I work 40+ hour weeks every week, and so I'm just active. I'm just that's about it. Just work out in the winters, keep you going. But I'm just in shape. Know how to do 2 hours.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We have a listener, J.R. Brown, said he raced with you at a few weeks ago at the Wexer, and he was blown away by how fast you can ride that thing through tight woods.
Well, thanks. Shout out J.R. No, he's a awesome ex-pro and vet rider at a lot of the high local series. I'm really top am there. I had some issues on the second lap of the race and the big bottleneck, and I overheated and had to get off the bike. And it was 90 degrees and muggy that day, and I raced the dirt bike before that and had a lot of issues with it, with overheating in the heat and just muggy woods. It rained the day before, and it was just hot and humid. Got back going, and I ended up catching him, I think, third or fourth lap, and we rode together for a lap or two, and then my foot peg fell off. I had to be going into the last lap, and I called it. So not a less outing, but no, I got to ride with JR for a while. He was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So are we looking forward to the Mason Dixon coming up this weekend or what?
Well, absolutely. Yeah. Bikes over the next 2 years when I can getting ready to go. I'm ready to go. Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of my favorite tracks.
Now, is it easier to ride it those, and I'm sure it is in like in more of like a wet terrain, or how much different is it between like a dry, which I think it's kind of be dry a little bit. I don't know how much rain we're going to get tomorrow with these thunderstorms, but is it easier to go in the mud, or is it easier to the dryness?
I mean, when it's dry, that's just riding style at that point. It doesn't really work. Mud is not an issue for
right.
Just to clean up if they're about.
Yeah,
just takes forever walking after a muddy race. No, those things that I've never gotten stuck. I've never really cared about getting stuck. Just always ate through the mud. No problem.
I always forget you guys have power steering on those things, because I'm so used to like my dad's old utility Fuller probably didn't have power steering on it like you guys. You guys got the power steering. So I'm sitting there trying to think like how hard it is to handle them and all that in the dry or the wet.
I mean, it makes it pretty comparable to a sport quad turn. I mean, even with the weight, the power steering makes it really, really. I don't know if a stabilizer would do what the power steering would if it was on the 850. Definitely feels like a big upgrade for it. Must have.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have any issues with bars getting ripped out of my hands, hitting anything. But then again, you have to hit everything square because you can't really take it. You have to get things careful on them big things. So,
yeah, it's definitely a different type of animal. That's for sure.
So when when I was reaching out to you to come on the podcast today, you were talking about you could come on at 8 after your class. So are we in college? What are we doing?
I'm in the electrical union.
Oh,
so
nice.
To get through. So yeah, my dad owns a company in the electrical union, and I went to college for a semester, and just wasn't for me. And I really like work with my hands, always have. To just always put college, growing up, and I tried it for a semester. I just like, yeah, this ain't for me. You can afford this racing. That's all I really want to do. So it's pretty good to me.
Yep. I understand that for sure.
I love it too. I love the trade. It's been awesome. People are great. It's been a great decision. I really enjoy what I do.
That's awesome. So having to go to school and working and racing, I'm sure that's quite the schedule for you, huh?
Oh yeah, and just bought a house in December, and it's a fixer-upper for sure. Everything with the bones on this one, so I'm not racing so much this year. I've been spending a lot of weekends on the house, and it's just is what it is. There's my grandpa's old house, and just got it, and just fixing her up. It's got a lot of promise, got a lot of potential, just haven't got there yet.
Yeah, those are always fun projects, but also take a lot of time and money and stuff. But so are we getting any sponsorship, any help? Are you a Can-Am? You're riding a Can-Am, right?
I'm riding a Can-Am. I get their contingency program, but I don't really have any help through them. I'll take anyone listening to this want to help me out. I got space on the graphic what we can do for each other, and it's just I get some contingencies. My previous mechanic, he's been awesome this year. Aces, just a couple weird learning curves. Those won't happen again. And then Ken is awesome. Ken has been great to me. Guys over being on Motorsports really helped me get my foot in the door with the 4x4 thing, and they're awesome. I really want to host a program. Can't do without them.
Yeah. I was just curious because so I know there's only probably so many spots out there, or I didn't know how much Can-Am, because I think Can-Am is mostly the one in the class. I'm not sure if anybody else runs any kind of 4x4 in that class, right?
A couple people show up here and there on the players, but not.
Okay.
I often post about the only one that shows up anymore. I heard Michael Swift said after Penton he said that he was going to come back at some of them on Polaris. So it's few and far between. I mean, they're not bad bikes. It's just but they have their gimmicks, and put your poison. Everyone just put your thing in.
Right.
They got a little bit more power, so everyone's just rolling with those.
Okay, gotcha.
The 850 instead of the 1. I run the 850, and mostly everyone else is on the 1000. I like it because it's lighter and the power is a little bit more controllable, and the power to weight ratio really makes it compatible to the 1000s in a straight line. The only place you really notice it is like on long, draggy uphills. If it's like steep and stuff, you don't really notice it. It's just the long, draggy ones. They get a little bit more pull, but
Cool on it. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah,
that.
no, I like the 850 a lot more.
Right.
It's been, they're not as heavy and harsh, and they don't break as much stuff. I think that's been a huge help in me finishing. So.
Yeah.
That's a thousand.
That's
850 is a lot.
Right.
1,000's a lot of bike to be controlled through the woods.
Yeah. 850 is enough. Yeah,
That's a lot
absolutely.
That's a lot of power to the ground. Right.
Hey, Cody, real quick, you're kind of muffled a little bit. Are you on speaker or?
Have I been, or just right now?
It kind of goes in and out like you're good. I was getting ready to mention it, and then you'll be good for a while, and then it kind of every once in a while will sound like the wah 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 sound.
Sorry, no, my earpiece goes out when I'm talking to you guys, so I'm gonna have to deal with having to listen in close to you guys.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You're good.
That sounds a lot.
Just happened. I've just been having issues with it. So
all good.
Okay.
Didn't know it had that issue on that end, really.
No, you're good. You're good. It sounds really good now. Most of the interview, it's been perfect,
good, yeah.
but then it just sounded like a little bit of Charlie Brown's teacher there going for a minute.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. So speaking of Kenda, are you planning on racing that 9 Hours of Havoc that Kenda is sponsoring this July?
Yeah, absolutely. Going to run the 4x4 Pro class. I was going to run it with Chance and Dayton Hickey, but Chance ended up work ended up taking him out of the equation. So it's going to be me, Dayton, and I believe my mechanic Mike Seeger is going to run the 4x4 Pro class with me.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, I thought you were going to do Ironman. What's up, man? The whole 9 hours. I'm joking.
Yeah. Mike runs a 4x4A class, and then Dayton runs a top competitor in that schoolboy class, and he's normally a top 10, top 5 overall threat guy.
Yeah.
So should be fun.
Yeah.
Could you imagine doing the Ironman all 9 hours?
9 hours. God.
Yeah. I could do it if it wasn't so hot. I would not complain about doing that sometime.
No, yeah. Have you ever went out and done the Heartland Challenge, or is this
Heartland Challenge has been on my wish list for years, just never made it happen. But no, this is I can't put my finger on. I ran several like 4 hours, and I believe a 6 hour or two, but never anything like this. I ran the MOVHS back in the day. Did like a mock Blackwater 100. It was 100 miles, and he like figured out the mileage of the track and made it to where we did enough. The leader did enough laps to do like 97 miles or something. And it took like 6 hours, and I ended up getting like third or fourth overall, I believe, on a Raptor 250.
Oh wow.
Back in the day when I was like 12. I think I was 12 or 13.
I bet that little Raptor was begging you to pull over.
Just kept moving.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, like those long hours. I've never done one that long, but I think it'd be pretty cool to do. And unfortunately, I think we were going to try to put a team together. I don't know if Rodney had I'll be at a full gas.
Still might have a team together.
And I think he's trying to put a team together on the amateur side.
I'll be definitely pulling out of your way if I hear the horn. That's all I gotta say.
No, it'd be good to see you guys out there.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Those horns are they caught me off guard when you were coming. Like people were coming around. I heard like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, mine's in and out, so you might get a yell. Never know.
You might get a yell.
So, how long? How long have the horns been a thing? I know that did they start out with horns as soon as they had the 4x4s?
I'm not sure when it came into effect. It was before my time. They've been around. They just figured, you can't rev bomb someone, no clutch. Right. So that the horn was there. They allowed that instead.
Right. So do you feel, is it as effective as revving out at somebody or?
Oh no, rev bombing is way more threatening.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I don't know. You could get a threatening horn. I've joked about doing like gunshots or like the Dukes of Hazzard or something fun.
Yeah, something fun. That Dukes of Hazzard, that'd be perfect. Or like like a truck air horn, that'd be good too.
Yeah, we've tried to set one up. Me and Dad have talked about the air horn. It's It may or may not be happening.
So there's no rule on it. So you can they just say a horn. It doesn't say what kind of horn.
I don't believe so. We haven't gotten that far into it, but
we have to have the truck horn then.
A little bit about the air horn.
Yeah, we have to have a truck horn there, or even maybe even better yet, like a
you know what, was it the Joyride, the movie Joyride, with that creepy dude that came up behind you in that one truck?
I think that was maybe Joyride. Yeah,
I can't remember. I think that'd be pretty cool, like to have that kind of noise or something. Something scary.
Yeah, something to make them jump out of their skin. But here's the thing: when you guys are coming up behind somebody, there's no way they're not hearing you. Anyways,
right.
Unless they're on a 4x4 as well.
You'd be surprised with some lappers. Most of them hear you. I don't know about some.
Some's wearing earplugs.
Yeah, so some of them like to go hero mode when they're getting lapped and run the fastest 30 seconds of their race.
Yeah.
You guys end up dealing with a lot of lappers, even more so than the PM race most of the time. It seems like.
I mean, where we're getting where you get the trail rider and all the new the younger riders. We have a lot of respect for them. We don't want to get anyone hurt.
Yeah.
But we're trying to we're running a pro class, trying to run our race too. So you have to balance them, and I'd say absolutely can't get anyone hurt.
So we've talked about and we've really kind of referenced more the afternoon class, and then the dirt bike PM, AM and PM class. It's become like a skill set to be able to get around lappers, and I'm assuming it's the same for you guys, but man, it's got to be hard. On the dirt bike side, they're at least able to. They really don't get held up much.
Yeah, they can split by a lot easier. Yeah. Quads, it's the lines are limited.
Yeah,
few and far between, and being able to slide into one and pinch someone off here and there is huge. Absolutely, and letting someone know before. Letting someone know ahead of time when you're coming and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Because you guys will get into sections.
Being aware, doing the best with what you got.
Yeah. You guys will get into sections where you might go, 100 yards or so before there's even an opportunity for somebody to get out of your way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Penton last weekend on the last lap, the last lap was pretty rough on me at Penton. Well, the last half of the lap, I broke away, but there's a train of lappers going into that last lap I could just not pick through.
Right. So one thing.
It's hit and miss. The Penton has a lot of sections where it's single track for a while, and there's just nothing you can do. They can't get out of the way. And sometimes you're just stuck and you just have to ride their pace. And then sometimes even when there is a spot, you're still going to ride their pace.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you never know.
So one thing that's always kind of been associated with the AM class has been there's a lot of bottlenecks. Have those, by the time that you guys catch up to the rear end of the field, have those kind of worked their way out? Because most of the bottlenecks are in that first lap or so, or are you running up on these bottlenecks and panicking at times?
Oh, I mean, it just, all depends on the situation. Just you always try to stay calm and, look at this, do what you can with what you got, look at the situation and see a way through it. Those 4x4s just dig. Like I said, I've never gotten stuck in a bottleneck. If I looked at something and thought I could run it over, I've not had an issue so far. So I've surprised myself on a few occasions. No, it's those things are fun. Bottlenecks are normally the first couple laps and they normally sort their way out, but sometimes the bottleneck is so bad, like at the end of the race, if there's a bottleneck, normally it's so bad that no one has found a way around it. And that's why it's still there on the last lap when you get to it.
Oh man, I bet you that's not. Then you got bikes.
Tricky, normally it's so backed up, it's so backed up you can't even see the problem. And once you get up, you might go left. And when you get to it, you have to go turn around and go all the way around the right side to get back to the track.
That would be so frustrating.
Yeah, no, it's happened. I've had to back all the way out of the line before because it was all single track and went to nowhere. That snowshoe 3 years ago, a lot longer than that. Back on the XC1 days, I actually had to stand my quad up on its grab bar and spin it around and then drop it to ride it out of a section.
Oh, geez. That's gnarly.
Yeah, there's just nothing you could do. It was all rocks, and I thought I had a hero line, and everyone in the first row was stuck in the spot on the first lap. And one more tree line, and I just couldn't make it through.
Oh man.
Man,
It happens.
I'm sure there's been
just sometimes you're unlucky, but if it looks good, send it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's been several situations where you've hit a briar patch, put your head down and closed your eyes until you got to the other side of it.
Yeah, no, those 9.2s are fine. No, the good vision. No, they'll run over anything, dude.
That's awesome.
Just they've been awesome. So much fun. Run over everything and anything.
Brandon, would you ever run a 4x4?
I mean, well, yeah. if I had opportunity, I guess. I don't think I could ever afford to run a 4x4, but
just don't break it. I mean, honestly, if you don't hit, we haven't really had too many mechanical issues. We're doing a lot of maintenance stuff this year, but honestly, you could probably run stuff for half a season and not worry about it if you're just smart with it.
Mm-hmm. How's like the motor rebuilds and stuff? Because I know those motors are a lot different.
They don't exist. No, like those motors are tanks.
Okay,
absolute
nice.
Tanks. I know people have blown out all their coolant out of their exhaust and just put oil back in it, and it was fine once they seal up the gasket.
Jeez.
Honest.
Wow.
Just
burning up belts, just being on top of the belts and the air filters. That's it.
That's what you need to get into.
Hey, you know what it is? It's that 2022 technology is what it is. They're not having to run the 07.
Oh no, this is it was like a 2016 or something.
Oh really?
A couple hundred hours, and then he did this, and they just put oil back in it, and it's still running. I think.
Still going like a tank. Yeah.
Yeah, the wharfs, I think.
Oh wow, that's crazy, man. So. We real quick, and I know that we've talked about this a lot on the show, but have you ever thought about skimming down in Florida like that one dude did on the 4x4?
That guy's
was doing it this year. If anyone else can do it, I'm going to send it.
Uh-huh.
I was going to send it this year, but unfortunately they didn't run us on that second.
Oh,
Did you watch that video and think, daggone, I wish I would have done it?
I know it can be done. I'll send it next time.
Oh jeez.
Now that guy's a pro. He's a pro like mutter, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
All
his
he did
thing.
was held it wide open from as far back as he could. Just shoot straight and lean back.
He's gonna be like, dang it, I should have had that 1,000 when he runs out of steam right at the end.
We'll see what happens.
I'm just messing, man.
No,
No, you're good.
that's one of those viral videos that is just awesome.
Yeah, it's just something to see.
Yeah, I can't miss out on that.
I don't know what was better, the guy doing it or Josh Merritt's reaction as he's videotaping it.
It was that was sweet.
It was all gold, all gold. So another listener, not question, but comment. David Hawkins says Cody Collier is the man. So got a shout out there.
Oh, David.
He's like,
Yeah, Hawkins are great. Yeah, Hawkins great family. Yeah, good people right there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So hey, anything besides racing that you enjoy, hobbies or anything like that?
I bought this house. My girlfriend Lacey. Got our dog Blaze. He's great, one of a kind for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then just racing is my passion.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Work in the meantime, did something I like. I love to love what I do.
Yep.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
A lot of us racers don't really have any other hobbies.
One track mind.
There's no time.
There's no time to have other hobbies unless you like snowboarding or hunting in the winter.
I do. Lacey likes her snowboard, and we do a little skiing. That's
There you
her
go.
thing.
There you go.
I get back. Yeah. No, I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. We enjoy that. And racing, do as much as I can. That's what I do.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. So one final question before we let you go off the show. This is the toughest question that seems to be of the show for anybody that's come on the show for the first time. And it is, if you had to pick one fast food restaurant and one candy for the rest of your life, what would it be? The reason why we ask this question is because we've been told that you find out a lot about a person by their answer to this one.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Interesting. Like the fast food means like it has to have a drive-through.
I think we've determined that if you can drive through, it's a fast food.
Yeah.
Man, really limited. Yeah, this is a tough one on the spot.
Yeah, see,
Toughest question of the show.
Like Wendy's.
yeah.
Okay.
Wendy's.
I like their options. They got some good stuff
I
over there.
knew I liked him.
I like they got some options. I could have like salad and burger and chicken and I got some options there for the rest of my life.
Hey, if you can have a baked potato at a fast food joint, like that's pretty good for me.
yeah, I got some options. I think I could do with that. That or KFC. They also have some good stuff.
Yeah. Man, KFC, that'd be a first. If we
they do have the buckets of just I changed my answer to KFC.
KFC.
Our KFC just got remodeled up here, and it doesn't quite look like a murder scene anymore. So I might have to try that out again.
yeah. They got the mashed taters, and they even got grilled chicken if you want it.
I like when they do like that mashed potato bowl.
Candy.
Yeah, candy.
Ooh. Probably Bright Side Skittles.
Okay.
Bright Side Skittles. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Man, those are two.
That's it. That's the one.
I like this because these are two unique answers that we're not used to. We're used to like Chick-fil-A and Snickers.
I like what I like.
Yeah.
Like it?
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. Yep.
Exactly.
If you would have said Reese Cup, we would have been best friends, but
See, I'm not a huge peanut butter guy. I hate to do it to you.
Oh man.
Brandon uses the excuse it has protein in it, so
it does, yes. Very and good fat too. Good, good fats.
Yeah,
get your
there's
fats
a pork chop in like every 15 Reese's.
Hang on one second. We have a question for them. Let me read it here. David Hawkins wants to know about the only schoolboy senior to get the 201 plate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that story. Yeah. My first year running the AM race, the AM race when I was 14 on the 250s, I ran the Apex 250, which was just it was a Apex. They pretty much had a carbureted YFZ chassis, and they dropped a YZ 250 after a bike motor in it. And they call it the Apex 250, made a production bike, and everyone else was still on Raptors and Honda 300s. And me and Wesley Wolf got our hands on one. And we raced those that year. I ended up winning the 201 plate, the amateur overall for the AM race for the year.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why it's 201 and not like number one, but that's what it is. So
see, I didn't know that, so I was wondering what the 201 reference was.
Yeah, so like Landon runs number one because he run the 4x4 Pro class and the 201 plate, I believe, and that's how the points stacked up. But so like what's weird about points is for class they used to only count 9 races. So and then for the overall they counted 11 of the races.
Okay.
So I pretty much had the 201 plate locked up. All I had to do was pretty much finish the race at Ironman that year. But me and Wesley Wolf were tied 6-6 wins on the year for schoolboy. So I could have lost the 201, won the 201 plate and lost my class that year. But Wesley ended up blowing his clutch on the last lap. We were in a great battle. And so I ended up pretty much being given that class that year because of that mechanical. Unfortunately, I wanted to battle him out with it that year. But and then won the 201 plate.
That's interesting.
Schoolboy, first and only guy to ever do that. So I still run the Collier 201 and have some 201 stuff. Just I don't know, I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is pretty neat.
What I think is so cool about all this is like the GNCC is like a family, and you hear about like Cody and Landon battling when they were kids, and then now they're adults, like with real adult issues, like working on a fixer-upper house.
No, it's crazy. Yeah, Landon just had his first kid. Yeah. Landon didn't get to do a lot of battling until like we were both XC1. He was just ahead of me on it. Me and Wesley Wolf and Hunter Hart and John Glauda and Ronnie Rush and all them guys battled for years. A lot of riding time with them guys for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, man. To get the amateur overall on schoolboy. I bet all those 450 guys were probably pretty embarrassed.
Yeah, no, Dave Simmons was the man, and he gave me everything he had that year. I won my first amateur overall like round 7 that year, and he started like a row or two in front of me. I ended up catching him on the last lap, and we came together on a line, and he like put me into a tree to try to gain that 30 seconds back on the last lap, a couple miles from the finish. And,
I guarantee it.
He really made me work for it that year.
I guarantee it.
Hey, being the age you are now, you've probably done the same thing, huh?
Make him earn it.
Yeah,
make it easy on
I ain't gonna let that little guy beat me.
100% respect it. No, it was classy. I respected it. I got it even then. It was all good.
Right.
There we go. So, Cody, man, thanks for coming on the show tonight. We appreciate your time. Appreciate you making time for us this evening. And we'll be up at the races this weekend, so we'll look for you. And if we don't see you before the race, we'll be cheering you on as you are beeping your horn through the woods.
No. Thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. I hope to be back sometime.
Yeah,
absolutely, man.
Sure.
We'll definitely have you on again anytime you like. And man, good luck this weekend.
Yeah, I'll see y'all out there.
All right, bud. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, see
y'all.
All right, guys. Cody Collier on the line. It's cool to hear from the 4x4 side, and man, those guys, like you and I were just saying before he came on, they fly.
They do. They fly.
I mean, it's wild to see.
If, like I said, if you would have told me if I was running a 450 in the morning and some guy on a utility quad was beating me, I think that'd be like the laughing stock of the class. But now it's kind of like something that happens every weekend. Back then,
you're right.
Yeah. So.
Back then, like it was like one of those things where if a 4x4 was coming up behind you, it's like no way I'm let this guy around. But like nowadays, like these dudes, these dudes are no joke. But like look at the talent pool that the 4x4s are picking from. Like you talk about him, like Landon, like Hayden. Hayden raced pro ATV motocross for a while. Yeah. So like the talent pool that these guys are pulling from, it's not your dad's race class anymore.
No. It's not grab your dad's quad out of the garage.
Because it used to be. It used to be like I think when it first started, it was like your
a farm class or
your
something.
Vet guys, your guys that like I would say like your 40-year-olds that were kind of fast and but nowadays, like man, it is like a full on sprint, just like any other class. Like the sport has evolved so much from every class. It's wild.
Yeah, it's nuts. And then
I can say I'm happy to announce that like when I have raced the AM races, I've not gotten lapped by them. But man, they were close.
Depends where I'm like. If I hear him coming, like if I don't want to do that extra lap, I was like, "Hey guys."
That extra GNCC lap is a long one.
Well,
it's a little bit different than like a Mountain State.
Yeah. Because
extra lap.
Well, you go from 6 to 7 miles to 12, so it's like 2 laps of Mountain State.
Yeah, no doubt. And then like sometimes these tracks get like like the sections kind of look the same, and you think that you're coming up on the finish line, and you're really like
mile marker 5.
Yeah, you're like mile marker 5. So, Brandon, what did you think of the Sweatbox show?
Dude, I'm still sweating. It is brutal.
Like, I guarantee you, I've lost like 4 pounds.
I know.
I'm starting to hallucinate.
I'm gonna be really excited when I get home, and I'm like, dude, I can actually have an extra orange cream.
Side note, Brandon was on me so hard. That sounded so weird. See, I'm hallucinating right now. Brandon,
I'm being good.
Brandon was like, man, it's cold. We need a room that has some insulation. We need to have a studio. When are you going to put that insulation upstairs?
Yeah.
Well, I do a good impression, huh?
Now I wish you didn't put the insulation in right now.
But like, we used to be doing this show in the garage,
in the basement,
with hoodies, toboggans on. Like we were dedicated to, you could see our breath.
Now you're about to see the Speedo.
we fried a board.
Yeah.
Like in the bad weather. It was a struggle. And then now we thought we get this studio. We're going to be sitting in high cotton. Got an AC unit, had it running for 3 hours before it came in here. And it went from 95 degrees to 92 degrees. So
then back to 93.
This brand new shirt, this brand new Split on Off-Road podcast shirt has a little bit of sweat running through it. If you guys weren't on at the beginning of the show, we got a new shirt lined up, and we'll stand up.
Still can't see it.
Can't really see it. I'm going to post it on Instagram and Facebook.
I really wish you would have had some sweat lines in certain places.
You have to have certain things going on to have those sweat lines, Brandon, and I do not have those certain things going on. Thank you very much.
I love it. All right. So real quick before we end this show, what's your podiums for this week?
Okay, so let's do a 4x4 podium in honor of Cody being on the show this evening.
Oh well, I'm gonna go ahead and beat you to it. I'm gonna go. Is Landon racing this week? Anybody know?
I don't know.
Well, dang on it. So I'm about to leave him out because I don't know. So I'm gonna go Cody, and then I'm gonna go.
Landon lives in Ohio, right?
I think so.
Okay, he raced the last round. I would say he'll race this one.
All right. Well, I'm not putting him in there because he can mess my whole podium up. So I want to go Cody for the win, Fraser second, and Nicholson third. What do you think about that?
Say it again. I'm really hot here.
Cody first.
Yeah, Cody.
Cody first, Fraser second, and Nicholson.
Dang it, that's gonna be mine. Okay.
Yep. And if Landon's in there, then he's in the top.
I'm also going to go Cody for the win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to go with him. The guy was just on our show. He's running on a 2-race win streak, 4 races this season so far. I'm going to go Cody with the win. I'm going to go Hayden in second.
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm going to go Cody with the win, Landon Wolf in second, and Hayden Mickelson in third.
Okay.
That's my podium for the weekend.
Okay.
And I'm not changing it. I don't care. I don't care what you say.
All right.
Yeah, so let's go to the PM class.
PM class.
Hey, Josh Henthorn, hit me up tomorrow, and we're going to special order you a shirt, my man.
Yeah.
They're weird with the sizes.
The sizes are ridiculous.
So, unfortunately, guys, if you need a 2XL, like they didn't have any, as soon as they do, I will get them, and I'll be sending them to the Mountain State Hare Scramble Series. If you weren't on the show at the beginning of the show, Mountain State was so gracious that they're going to be running our T-shirts in their merchandise booth. So as of the next round, you're going to be able to buy split line T-shirts at their merchandise at the Mountain State Hare Scramble. So please buy them up there. We really appreciate the support. And Brandon.
Yeah, we're doing picks.
We're doing picks. Okay,
yeah, I've got to keep you on track, man.
I'm losing it right now.
I know it's hot.
So okay, no, going into this weekend, I think that you got a lot of storylines. You got Bryson Neal coming off of 4 straight wins. You got Walker Fowler coming off of a breakdown that he doesn't have ever. And extremely hungry. I don't think you could have a hungrier Walker Fowler coming into this round. And he's kind of in a must-win situation at this point. Yeah. Because he can't afford to lose any more points.
He's got to be on the podium.
He's got to be.
He needs to be in first. But
Walker's never off the podium unless something like that's happened. Right. So he's going to be on the podium. Barring no mechanicals, and we're hoping and praying nothing like that happens again throughout the season. But I'm going to say that Walker wins this race.
Yeah.
I think this is a track that he excels at. He likes it. I think Walker wins. And then I think that there's going to be a really good battle for that position, though. I think it's going to be a 3-way battle this week, though.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a breakaway ride from Walker and Bryson.
Right.
Now, that being said, the dust could play a factor in that.
I was getting ready to say.
But the dust was a factor last year, and Hunter Hart was right on Walker.
Yeah.
Dude, what I'm trying to say is I think Hunter will be on the podium this weekend, and I think that he'll be right there because he ran really well at this track last year.
Yeah, I think he found his stride finally after a crazy start to the season. I think Hunter found his stride. And like I said, we were at the John Penton last weekend, and we were sitting on the line. I looked at you, and I'm like, dude, I think Hunter's got a chance to win. I thought he was going to win, but ended up second overall. So coming up with that, and I'm thinking Bryson has got a little bit of room in points right now where he can kind of like, okay, I can settle down just a hair. I don't need to sprint. Like I need to be out front. If I get out front, I need to put a decent pace in, but I don't need to put that blistering pace. If I get second or if I get third, I'm still okay. I'm still okay for the points. So I think it's going to open it up to another possibility of someone else getting a win. And I'm gonna have to say Fowler is gonna get the win, but I'm gonna say Hunter Hart in second, and I'm gonna go with Bryson Neal in third, because Bryson hasn't been getting the best starts lately. And
lately. Bryson never gets the best starts.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, and that's not a knock on him.
No, it's just
the dude. I mean, it almost doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, I know he wants to have a start, but the dude can go from last to second in one lap.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. I think if Hunter and Fowler get out front and they hook up like they did last time, and if Neal doesn't get the best start, I don't think he's going to be pushing it to where I'm like, I got to get there, because now he's got that points gap just a little bit to where he can breathe.
You're right.
So he might, I don't want to say settle, but I think if he has a big distance, if he can keep around a safe pace and then catch them, it's a different story. But if he has to put that blistering pace down to catch them.
But in the same aspect, it is a little early in the season to be protecting a point.
It is. But I mean, I'm just saying he doesn't. Usually he's finding himself down where Fowler is.
You're right. You don't have to gain points this weekend.
Yeah. If he's on the podium and, because I don't know, I don't have the points in front of me right now. I should, but I'm sure it's a big enough points lead where it's like, okay, I can relax. We got 2 more races for the break. We should be okay on the podium without a win. So that's my thought. I mean, Bryson, but I know as a racer, you want to win.
Right now, he's got 36-point lead.
Yeah, I mean that's comfortable. At being where we're at right now. Yeah. I know as a racer, he's probably like, no, dude, I'm going to go out and I'm going to hammer down.
I mean, as a racer, he's got to think about the possibility of one day, like, he might be the one sitting alongside the track. So I need to get every point while I can. Right.
Right.
So, and hopefully we don't end up in a situation where guys are breaking down. But I mean, it's just the nature of the sport. These guys are going for 2 hours straight as hard as they can go.
Right.
Stuff's bound to break. I mean, it's crazy that Walker. You got to give hats off to Mark Notman for being able to go so long without breakdowns, and it's just it's a top of the line crew over there.
It is.
And a chain breaking is just a.
I'm sure we'll mark that up to the COVID factory issues, or I feel like everything these days, if you buy it brand new, it could break in the first 2 seconds that you use it.
Brand new, lightly used.
Right.
No, I'm just teasing.
It just
definitely not. Right. So let's go over to the bike side. Who's your? This is gonna be interesting.
It's very interesting this week. The conditions should be suitable for most guys. Shouldn't be a mud thing. So Josh Strang's probably like, daggone it, I've been doing really good in the mud. So
hey, shout out if you guys haven't heard the Josh String interview from last week, go back and listen to that show. It's a good one with String, the John Penton winner this past weekend.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, I think High Point's a little bit more of a faster GP style track that we're coming into. It's not your real technical. I mean, it is what it is, but. So I feel like a guy like DeLong or Toth or Bollinger is going to be one of those guys that's going to come up, and or Lane Michael with being in his home race and really wanting to get a win.
Do you think? I thought we were going to see it last weekend and we didn't. Do you think that we see a first-time winner this weekend?
Yeah. I mean, I've been on the Bollinger train. Jordan Ashburn. I mean, unless Josh Strang comes out and shows these young boys how it's done again, I think I'm gonna have to go Bollinger, Ashburn, and DeLong on the podium this week.
Bollinger, Ashburn, DeLong. Okay. Man, Bollinger's going to come back this weekend with some vengeance. He was pretty. Irritated after the last race that he ran up the John Penton. So that's not a bad pick. But in the same nature of you.
I'm telling you, got to stop doing it because we're jinxing them. We're jinxing them.
But I want to be right. Dang it. When it happens, I want to be right. And especially because you said that you were going to pick him until he won.
Listen, I told you, I don't want to be that guy that picks him every week. And
I'm pounding the table. I'm breaking the keyboard after I pick this. Jordan Ashburn will win this weekend.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. Jordan if he does, I'll be excited. I'm a big fan of his. But yeah, I just don't want to be that guy that keeps jinxing him. So I'm
shameless plug. We've also had him on the show, so go back and listen to that
one. So, but yeah, that could happen.
I'm gonna say Ashburn. I'm gonna say Ashburn, Lane Michael, and then I'm going to say Ricky Russell.
Okay.
That's my podium. Ricky could win.
Yeah, I
Ricky could
mean,
win.
listen, it's anybody's ball game right now, and that's what's so exciting. I know it sucks to see Stu and Ben Kelly both out right now, but honestly, it's made the racing kind of fun again. Because those guys were just
what it is we lost a few guys that made the racing fun, like Ben and Stu, and Thad, and like, you know, when you have everybody, it's fun. When you have a lot of the tier one out,
and you had that one,
and then Kelly is just running away with it. Gosh, man, you hate to see Ben get injured. You hate to see him miss any races. But it's interesting to be able to watch what it's done to the rest of the guys, because they went from being like super deflated. Like we had Lane Michael on a couple of weeks ago, and he was telling us, shameless plug, go back and listen to that one if you want to. He was telling us, like, no, we're not going to let him win every race.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
you should be able, like it's better to like, okay, anybody can win the race this weekend. There's 5 guys that could win the race this weekend.
Yeah, right now, easy.
Yeah, so
easy.
You went from 1 to 5.
To 5. So it makes it fun.
It makes it fun. It's like a it's not the prize we want.
Yeah.
You know, having guys out, but I shouldn't say prize. That's a terrible wording. That's awful. It's not what we wanted, but it's going to provide good racing in the class, and it's going to provide something for spectators to watch this weekend.
Yeah, because it's awesome to see Ben Kelly or Stu or somebody like that out front and cruising away with it. But honestly, who doesn't like a last 3-turn battle going into the finish and give the fans something to cheer about and. Let's make it fun.
Absolutely. Let us know if you guys want us to do a quick episode of our fantasy this weekend. We didn't do it for the Penton round. We're kind of busy, but do you want to try to do a Friday?
Right now,
video, maybe even in the morning.
Well, it just depends, because I'm going to try to get to work. I'm going to get it done.
Excuses.
And then we're heading to the track, man.
Excuses.
Where are you going to be at on Friday?
I mean, you can do it on the way to the track.
I'll be driving. The wife can drive, but
she can drive. Lauren, don't get mad at me.
She probably likes to drive. She thinks I'm a crazy driver.
Brittany thinks I'm a crazy driver too.
Yeah, she's like, "You're gonna kill us one day." But
did you die?
Did you die?
But okay, if you guys haven't played fantasy, make sure you go check out the handicaps. Enter your teams in. All you got to do to enter your teams in for the Split Line GNCC Fantasy is pick your guys, send them to us on Facebook or Instagram Messenger, and we will enter them in the system. Next
weekly
year,
prizes.
Weekly prizes. This week we'll be giving away a Guts Racing seat cover.
Yep.
And then the next week will be a Sunstar chain and sprocket, and then the following race after that will be a XC Gear Mako 360 again. I mean, we are just packing out the prizes.
We are, and you could be lucky and ride like Craig Delong with that Guts Racing seat cover.
Absolutely. I mean, you heard it from Craig how awesome that seat cover is.
Yeah,
and
it kept me on my bike this week. With it being muddy conditions.
Absolutely,
and stuff. Never once slid. Once slid off.
This is a good time.
Oh no,
just get into it.
Just
go. I'm turning the music on.
Go deep. Ooh. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that.
No. We ain't doing that.
Man, we got to figure out this music thing, because
we got to get some free music going on.
Some free, weird, not weird music.
All right, Brandon.
Hey, real quick.
Hit us with it.
Hold on, real quick. If you guys are in Virginia area.
Time out.
Okay.
Devin, the Guts Racing seat cover is so good, it took the pants right off him.
Jeez. That's grippy.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, if you can't hang on to the bike will hang on to you.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It's almost like Velcro.
That's right.
Real quick, I wanted to mention this. If you guys are in Virginia, if you guys are listening to us in around Virginia area, met a really nice family. They actually run a hair scramble series out of Virginia. It's VCXC Racing. Go on Facebook page. They have some races coming up. They're actually promoting the Full Gas Sprint Enduro at Catfish Pond coming up here soon. But really nice guys. Unfortunately, right now, I was talking to them. They only run bikes. They're interested in bringing the quads back and stuff like that. They just haven't had a real big turnout down there, and they just got into this about a year or two ago. So they're starting to get everything figured out and stuff like that. So guys, if you're in that area down there in Virginia, give them a look up. It's VCXC Racing. It's on Facebook. Really nice family that puts it on. So give them a look if you're down in that way.
Yeah.
So back to it. You got my music?
Not yet. Go for it though. I got you.
Right.
I got you covered. Don't worry,
guys. The Guts Racing seat covers, guys. They're the best. Greg over there is awesome. Support them. Support all these guys I'm getting ready to mention. If you want to support us, they're what makes this happen each and every week that we come on. If it wasn't for them, I don't know where we'd be. Probably still down in the basement and hoping somebody listens to our show. But no, guys. Greg over there. He puts on a awesome product. As you heard Craig Delong talk about it, you can get it customized. You can get different collars. You can get different foam. So go check them out. They're really awesome. I run one. Coop runs one.
Absolutely.
The performance is awesome, but they also look sick on your bike. Like when I look at my bike when it's real nice and clean, it's like, dude, that bike's sick. Just from the seat cover.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I seen one, I was like, dude,
sick, bro.
That guy's fast because he has a Guts Racing seat cover, right? Guys, Seal Savers, they definitely saved my seals this weekend. It was a mud mess. We cleaned that bike like 5 times. My wife had the wrist racing scraper. We were scraping between each round and kept scraping, and I've had to wash it 3 times. And guess what? 0 mud.
You can see a reflection in those seals.
Yes. Yeah. 0 mud from the Seal Savers.
If you guys are running the GNCC series and you're not running Seal Savers, you need to be.
Yeah, it's
25% off by using the split line code. Capital Split Line.
Yeah, Capital Split Line. Guys are the best. Also, they do other stuff. Palm savers, foot peg, watches, anything you want, anything over there. Go hook yourself up. Save yourself 25% off with the code, like Rodney said, capital S Split Line. And you'll save yourself some money. And then Sunstar chain and sprockets, guys, I run them. They're awesome. They still look like brand new. They still work awesome. I think I've only had to do one or 2 chain adjustments. Put them on earlier in the year. Been doing a lot of racing, a lot of riding. Best. I haven't had any issues with them. Look awesome. Look great. And they do the job.
The Sunstar sprocket and chain on my bike right now is older than I would like to admit.
I don't even know if we can even count you in because I don't even know if that thing gets rode.
It does get rode. Not race, but rode.
You gotta race.
I know.
Come on.
Listen, it's older than I would like to admit since I've replaced a Sunstar chain and sprocket. But I mean, it's a solid.
We'll have to ask Doug if sitting around the garage counts as getting old.
It gets ridden. It gets ridden.
I love it. But guys, yeah, Doug over there is awesome from Sunstar. Their materials are awesome. Case hardened steel. They also have some aluminum stuff. It's great stuff. Go over there. Save yourself 30% with the code Split Line.
Split Line 30.
Split Line 30. Yep. I love it.
XC Gear.
Is that like beer 30?
I'm thirsty right now. I need some water.
I know. Something. I'm already dehydrated. Look, you're already dehydrating.
I'm dehydrated.
I'm gonna start cramping in here in a second.
This is just getting you ready for that dust race that you're wanting come Sunday.
Excited for the dust.
Yeah, you're gonna need to get some water in you after this one. I do not think that Coach Rob would approve this training method to be in a hot sauna for going on 2 hours now, right before a race.
Yeah, and guys, XC Gear.
Just gave one away.
Just gave one away, dude. They're awesome. If you're not running any kind of anything flex, go check them out. XC Gear. Going to take away. You're going to help you out in those long races. Riley Byer.
Sorry.
1-1. He's stoked. He still can't believe he won it. It's awesome.
Makes me pumped too.
It makes us feel really good. But guys, Lance over there is great. You know, he's helping us out. So go support him. Mountain bike clamps, dirt bike clamps, ATV clamps, and he also makes some special stuff. You can do different patterns on it, like for designs, or and also different accessories if you want to do different style riding, adventure bike, or anything like that. Go look him up. He'll hook you up. and just go support them. Awesome people over there. And then once you get all that on your bike, guys, if you're in West Virginia
or nearby,
if you want to make a little trip, it's a great experience. Bikes on Saturday, quads on Sunday. It's a great track or great tracks. Not one, but Mountain State Hare Scramble Series. They're awesome. They're local. They're carrying our merchandise. Get some if you go to the races. If you want some of our merchandise, come hook us up. I think we're gonna have some new shirts with it.
We got new shirts. We got new shirts.
So if you see us walking around, do not be scared to come up to us and talk. That's what we like to do.
Please do.
We really like to talk to you guys, to hear feedback. Like to get into it.
Honestly, we had a bunch of guys come up to us at the Penton, and it was cool. It was cool talking about the show, talking about racing.
Yeah.
We will have T-shirts on us. If you don't have money there, we'll give the T-shirt to you, and you can PayPal us later.
Yeah, Venmo, PayPal, whatever
floats your boat.
That's right.
We got you.
We got you. Also, full gas, man. People was down there talking to me, and they didn't realize. It was funny because they didn't even realize that I was split line, and they're like, "Yeah, you're talking about the split line." I'm like, "Talking about split line?"
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Nice.
And then they're like, "Oh wait, you are on the yeah." So it was pretty neat.
Was it any other podcast? No.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyways, but guys, please support our sponsors if you want to support us.
Yep. We appreciate that.
It keeps us growing.
Yep. So, guys, thanks for dealing with us. Today, we have been in the heat, the humidity. We've lost about 10 pounds in this hot box.
Yeah. This is what we're going to start calling it, Hot Box.
The Hot Box.
Hot Box Talk with Rodney and Brandon.
Thank you. We got to thank Craig Delong. Got to thank Cody Collier for coming on the show, guys. We appreciate your guys' time coming on the show. It's been a great show. Episode 78.
We'll be looking for you guys at Mason-Dixon.
Mason-Dixon. We might need to start planning episode 100.
Ooh.
We got to do it big.
We got to figure that out.
What are we going to do?
Is that going to be an off season?
No, I think it's going to be close to Iron Man.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm not really good at numbers.
We don't do pie charts anymore.
But I have a feeling it's coming up. It's coming up. All right, guys. Episode 78. Out. Peace.
Wake around your shotgun, but the crowd you loved didn't know. You wasted every bullet.